Welcome to LSI training for SWAN Portal version 3. This is training module 1, in which we will cover an introduction to the new version of the SWAN Portal and a brief overview of general system navigation. The SWAN Prime contractor has the responsibility to maintain accurate records for all children receiving SWAN services and/or having SWAN LSI paralegal involvement. Periodically, this system requires a comprehensive overhaul to incorporate advancements in technology and new methods of data collection, storage, and reporting. This comprehensive process has led to the creation of SWAN Portal version 3. Some of the new features of SWAN Portal version 3 are an enhanced user interface, the ability for all users to make demographic updates to child records, a change in workflow from a form-based system of entry to a transaction-based system of entry, the ability to search and link sibling records, and the added functionality for LSI activities to be entered simultaneously for a predetermined sibling group. This new version of the SWAN portal also features a system framework that provides a basis for future upgrades, which will allow for the ability and flexibility to more quickly adapt to changes in child welfare law and the work of the SWAN network. Let's review some new terminology. A transaction serves as the reason why a child record is being created. In order to create a new child record in the portal, a transaction must be initiated by the user. Transactions essentially take the place of what were called forms in the prior version of the SWAN portal. The term form derived from traditional paper forms that would be used as a mechanism to facilitate services for children. LSI paralegals create new child records in order to track statuses and to enter LSI activities. As such, the transaction used by LSI paralegals to enter information about a child in the portal has been labeled Enter LSI Activities. In the previous version of the SWAN portal, a paralegal would create a new child record through the function of Add LSI, referring to an LSI form. In SWAN Portal version 3, a paralegal will create a new child record by creating an Enter LSI Activities transaction. The function of forms in SWAN Portal version 2 has essentially been replaced by transactions in SWAN Portal version 3. And the process of Add LSI Form in version 2 now equates to an Enter LSI Activities transaction in SWAN Portal version 3. Now let's take a look at SWAN Portal version 3. Here we see the home screen of SWAN Portal version 3. Please note that what we are viewing is a test site and may appear slightly different to the actual portal screen that you will interact with. From this home screen, we have a number of options. In the middle window, we see a group of buttons labeled as quick links. Here we have child search, and to the far right, service search. A typical LSI paralegal account will not include family and referral search, which you also see here. Clicking the child search button will take us to the user screen where information can be entered to search for an existing child record. Clicking the Service Search button will take us to a screen where we can enter information to conduct a search to determine whether a child has received SWAN services and the status of those services. Both of these search functions will be covered in detail in subsequent training modules. To the far left of the screen, underneath the SWAN logo, we see what is being referred to as the navigation panel. Again, there are options here that you will not see within a typical LSI paralegal account. The options you will have will be the Home button, which simply returns the user to the home page, the Child button, which opens up an option for child search, which takes us to the same search function as the Quick Links child search button, and also Services, which again opens up some options And for paralegals, the option that you will have will be a service search, which again takes you to the same search function as the button labeled service search under quick links. At the top of our screen, just left of the username or email address, we will see a number of additional options. This is what we are referring to as the top bar menu, and this menu can be seen from all portal screens. This top bar menu includes a number of linked icons that can be very useful for the LSI paralegal user. The first icon, Contact Us, displays SWAN Prime Contractor contact information. The second icon, Links, displays a list of helpful links associated with the SWAN Prime Contractor. Our next icon, FAQs, or Frequently Asked Questions, displays some frequently asked questions and some clarifying information. Our next link, Support Documents, will provide links to SWAN Portal user guides. The Notifications icon will allow access to notification options, which can be customized to alert the user of certain actions. Finally, by clicking on the username or email address, we'll provide access to account information, and from here, users can make changes to their account, such as updating passwords, changing usernames and contact email, or even changing the themes and visual layout that they see in the portal. Let's try searching for an existing child record in SWAN Portal version 3. To access the child search function, we can either click the child search button in our quick links menu or in the left side navigation panel. Clicking either of these buttons will open the child search function where we can enter information by which we want to search. You will see a number of fields here outlined in red. Any one of these fields can be used to search for the child's record. However, it should be noted that if searching by name, at least one letter must be entered for both the child's first and last name. There. You will also notice a menu bar at the top of the screen, which provides some additional functionality. Export to Excel will allow us to create an Excel spreadsheet of whatever search results we find. Clear filters will simply delete any of the information which we have previously entered. By clicking this, the first and last name that I entered are gone. And all the way to the right is a search button, which is what we will click once we've entered our search parameters. The Create New Child button will be used to create a new child record, which will be covered in a subsequent training module. Now let's search for Bart Simpson. We've entered first and last name, and we'll simply click the search button. A general note about SWAN Portal version 3 is that we sometimes have to do a lot of scrolling to view the search results. And that is the case here. We have to make sure we scroll down, and we see that we have 3 search results matching the name Bart Simpson. To access any of these records, we can either click on the child's hyperlinked last name, or click the Actions button, which should provide 2 options. View, which will take us to the child's record, the same screen we would access by clicking the last name, or View LSI Activities, which will take us directly to the LSI Activities page within the child's record. This could be particularly helpful when you're in the process of adding LSI activities and want to save some time. For now, let's click on Bart's last name and open up his child record screen. This screen and its functions will be covered in more detail in subsequent training modules. But you can see that there is a window labeled Child Info, which provides some general information which has been previously entered about the child. And to the right, there is a window labeled Activities. This Activities window will include any transactions or LSI activities that have been entered previously for this child. If we scroll down, also to the right, there is a Services window, which will provide information on any referred or ongoing services for this child. Creating a new child record, updating statuses, and entering LSI activities will all be covered in subsequent training modules.